Well, this week we take you to Somalia and the capital, Mogadishu. Somalia is a devastated country. Decades of conflict and failed efforts for peace have left the East African nation facing desperate poverty and lawlessness, and without a functioning government. Well, today the country has a transitional leadership led by President Sheikh Sharif Sheikh Ahmed. But it's extremely fragile, and every day government forces clash with fighters from inside and outside Somalia who want to topple it. Well, African Union peacekeepers are trying to help supporting the government and fighting insurgents, but they face a grueling uphill battle. France 24's Franck Berrier brings us this special report.
Off the coast of Mogadishu, ships spared by pirates wait their turn to unload their cargo. On shore, African Union soldiers fire practice rounds. Trained by a private consultant, these peacekeeping soldiers protect the Somalian capital's port. Here, more than anywhere, it's important to be a good shot.
It's important, I say it's important, yeah.
Why?
Well, if you're getting shot at, then you need to be able to return fire accurately so that you shoot the people that are shooting at you and not innocent people. So accuracy is important.
Especially in Mogadishu?
Especially in Mogadishu, yeah, that's right.
Today, these soldiers start off from the airport. Their mission is to stock up the water and food supplies of the peacekeeping forces. It's an extremely dangerous task. 60 homemade bombs were discovered along this 4-kilometer stretch last year. These soldiers are here with AMISOM, or the African Union peacekeeping mission in Somalia. Commissioned by the United Nations, they have been here for the past 2 years, reinforcing the transitional government. They have become a prime target for the insurgents. Since the beginning of their mission, over 40 soldiers have been killed.
The main problem within this access is almost around this area is we always get shooters from nowhere, the other end, this end, the other end, like that.
Securing the water supply is a tedious task. To reduce the risks, travel has been limited, and forts have been set up all along the route.
It's quiet today?
Okay.
It's quiet?
Quiet.
Quiet. No fighting?
No fighting.
No shooting?
No shooting.
Quiet.
Quiet.
A relative calm. Just yesterday, a car bomb went off not far from here, killing 7 police officers. In a major undertaking, soldiers stop every car along this route. The 4th kilometer is a strategic intersection in the capital. It leads to the port, the airport, and the president's palace. Whoever controls this intersection controls Mogadishu. Although Somalian police officers are charged with monitoring the area, military force is necessary. AMISOM has already pushed back heavily armed attacks.
That is Villa Somalia.
And the insurgents?
The insurgents, you see, the other place, that good town there, Bakara, where there are some masts. That is Bakara, and it is their stronghold.
On the roof of this advanced point, sandbags provide limited protection for these Ugandan soldiers. To limit their losses, these mine-clearing specialists are here to reinforce the AU soldiers. This Nambian expert served for 4 years in Iraq and another 4 in Afghanistan. In Mogadishu, the few white people keep a low profile.
It's very difficult, very difficult. There's no white people here. So that's why you guys must keep a low profile here. When you don't go out, don't let the people see you. Because the moment they know there's white people, then they start murdering.
Outside, they're protected by an armored vehicle. They have to secure the route leading to the presidential palace. The crew is worried. Groups of armed men drive by on pickup trucks. Dressed as civilians, they are the government's militia. The convoy takes the most dangerous stretch of the road. In the wrong direction, full speed ahead. The buildings of this area have been devastated by 20 years of war. In Mogadishu, it's not just the houses that have been left in ruins. Along this road, the danger is the IEDs, improvised explosive devices, homemade bombs. Not even the soldiers can hide their fear.
Automatically.
Why?
As a human being, you have to be afraid.
As a soldier?
As a soldier, I can't be afraid of it because I'm trained to do so.
But it's dangerous.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
An African Union soldier opens the presidential palace gates. Amisam is also charged with protecting the president. They check everyone who visits his villa. Just 1 week ago, the insurgents launched an offensive against the presidential palace. The peacekeeping soldiers were the only forces left to stop the attack.
We have some snipers, insurgents shooting at us. So there is only if you expose yourself, you may get injured by the stray bullets.
Although the windows are not bulletproof, the villa is the only place where the president is relatively safe. He receives visitors in his office, and he rarely leaves.
There is some shooting.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like most Somalians, the young president is used to war. He knows that his power is tenuous and that the threat of radical Islam militants is fierce.
It's Somalia and the entire African continent which is at risk if the international community does not support the peace process. You could imagine what would happen if the combatants, supported by Al-Qaeda, were able to take over the country.
A war without a name. The fighting in Somalia is also a mind game. The insurgents, also known as the Shababs, call and harass the soldiers over the phone. The mission spokesperson gets hundreds of calls a day.
720 calls per day. I think out of these, maybe the important ones would be 20. The rest, I would call them junk calls. They don't have any meaning. They are insults, they are threats, they are blackmailing, things of that nature.
The major refuses to change his number. He refuses to cave under the pressure.
The people of Somalia are hostages. They are hostages of the threats of their own other Somalis, the faction that is holding arms. So they believe that because they have, oppressed and intimidated, threatened all the Somali submission, they seem to believe that even us as AMISOM, we will be pressurized, we will be intimidated, we will be blackmailed, we will be threatened to withdraw.
But no time to think it over. The soldiers carry on, hitting the road again. This time they're headed to the port. Dozens of trucks are being loaded with sacks of cereal. The police keeps watch, but it's the African peacekeepers who allow the humanitarian aid into Somalia. AMISOM is responsible for port security. However, it can't oversee the distribution of supplies.
The refugees' food, when they took here, they didn't go there complete. Some of them will pass to markets, but 45% the refugees may got.
The humanitarian organizations left Somalia a long time ago. It's too dangerous here. The big mosque is the only building under construction. The soldiers have to leave before nightfall. It's their last patrol of the day. The old military academy in the north of the city. The Burundi battalion has set up camp here, and it frequently falls under insurgent fire.
It depends, we're hit by anywhere between 3 and 10 shells per day. There's the rest of a bombed car.
A combination of a suicide bomber and a car full of explosives left 11 Burundi soldiers dead. There's one Somalian market outside of the base. All the other small businesses have closed.
We see that Somalians do not have friends. You can't be friends with Somalians. That's why no Somalian can enter the base.
We changed. If not, we have to work with Somalians during our mission. But they take advantage of our peacekeeping mission to kill our soldiers.
Since the violence has escalated, the Burundi soldiers rarely leave their base. They avoid cutting down trees around their position in order to stay hidden from surrounding insurgents. This last attack taught the AU peacekeeping soldiers a lesson. From now on, a guard sniffs everyone who enters the Ugandan base for explosives. The private consultants know the insurgents' methods all too well. They get their tactics from Iraq and Afghanistan.
2 weeks ago, we had this one big explosion where there were 17 Al-Shabaab people killed, and they were busy training. They went to a house where they got some training, and something went wrong in the training, you know, because they were building a car bomb, okay, to use in town against the forces. And in the process of training, something went wrong, and it detonated and killed 17 people, 17 potential bombers, you know.
It's hard to keep count of all of the dead and all of the injured since the latest offensive against the government. Those who have been injured have to do what they can to survive. The overflowing hospitals lack supplies. There isn't even proper operating equipment. Civilians and combatants are separated only by a curtain, and it's hard to know who is who.